Atomicals protocol, colored coins, one coin, one Satoshi. What's up? I'm back with another video. This time, I'll be covering colored coins and the benefits it has over other protocols. In this video, here's a breakdown of the topics I'll be covering: Bitcoin's history and how it relates to colored coins, the early challenges Bitcoin had, which lead to development off Bitcoin until now, rug potential and how colored coins prevents the chances of rugging significantly over other protocols. A brief example of what were to happen when investing into two different protocols, one with colored coins and one without. The market size of Atomicals compared to other protocols and the potential of how Atomicals can far surpass them. The fixed supply of tokens, and lastly, I want to explain how colored coins naturally increase Bitcoin's adoption. In the early times of Bitcoin, crypto pioneers introduced a concept called colored coins in 2012. The idea was an early attempt to create unique digital assets on Bitcoin by associating specific colors with individual Bitcoins to represent various assets. Before Vitalik Buterin worked on Ethereum, he was an early contributor to the development and conceptualization of colored coins. His involvement helped to create immutable digital artifacts on top of Bitcoin transactions. Ethereum was just a testnet. Colored coins are actually an old concept that appeared more than a decade ago. It is only now that they have recently been implemented in the form of the ERC20 token standard. A very important detail people tend to overlook. As we all know, innovation on the Bitcoin chain is a slow and long road. Many people don't know that before Vitalik Buterin started Ethereum, he was an important contributor to the conceptualization of Bitcoin colored coins. There were many early challenges Bitcoin had in its early days. The first is Bitcoin price dependence. If Bitcoin price rose or fell by 100x, the dust minimum limit changes to compensate, making the padding amount expensive to send. Since then, the dust limit is set at a minimum of 546 sats. Atomicals takes this further by overcoming the sat limit down to one single sat through partial coloring. Another challenge was data anchoring and verification. Atomicals use decentralized data storage solutions to distribute the data anchoring across the network. State commitments are also utilized, which summarize the state of the blockchain at specific points, allowing nodes to verify transaction against these summaries instead of the entire history. Lastly, the lack of simplified payment verification, also known as SPV. Atomicals implements secure SPV protocols and compact SPV proofs to enable transaction validation without full backward scanning and validation with minimal data. Next up, I want to explain rug potential and how the chances are decreased significantly on the Atomicals protocol compared to other protocols. There are no pre-mined tokens. All mints are fair and free. There are no pre-mine option for mints. This greatly reduces rug potential, since tokens are more spread apart, and a single entity cannot manipulate the price. Proof of work minting. Proof of work increases minting difficulty, so distribution can be more spread out among users. This reduces one entity being able to mine an extremely large amount of a token. The most important one is that every coin is backed by a single Satoshi, instead of millions backed by 546 Satoshis on other protocols. There will always be value in your tokens. If development stops or price drops significantly, its value will always be supported by its Satoshi value. Alright, here's an example. The year is 2025. Bitcoin is trading at 500k USD. Shizzy spent 1 BTC on 50 million ERC20 tokens at 2 Satoshi per token. The token ended up not doing well and development completely stopped. Since each token is backed by 1 Satoshi, Shizzy has the option to now simply send his tokens to any exchange or BTC address. Those tokens automatically convert to their Satoshi backing, which results in 0.5 BTC. Shizzy withdrew 0.5 BTC and was able to afford a Lamborghini. On the other hand, we have Casey. Casey spent 1 BTC on 50 million RSM tokens at 1 Satoshi per token. The token ended up not doing well and development completely stopped. On top of this, since the token has a 40% pre-mine, Mikhail the creator has vanished and sold all his tokens. Since each token is not backed by one Satoshi, Casey was left with 50 million tokens worth 5.19 USD. Casey has the option to sell or convert them to their Satoshi backing, which results in 546 Satoshis. Casey withdrew 546 sats and bought a hamburger at McDonald's. Because Runes is not backed by anything, Casey lost almost all of his investment. Shizzy, on the other hand, was able to at least keep what was left of his tokens from the Satoshi backing. This is how colored coins reduce the chances of rugging. Alright, back to business. Let's compare market sizes of each protocol, based on the size of the current market caps within the Bitcoin ecosystem. ERC-20 is heavily undervalued for what it offers. It brings much more programmability and functionality to BTC. There is much more upside potential for ERC-20 tokens rather than Runes or BRC-20. If the BTC ecosystem sees growth in the future, we can confidently predict that ERC-20 has the potential to go upwards of 10 to 15x its current market cap to match or surpass Runes or BRC-20. Moving on, I want to talk about the fixed supply of tokens. Atomicals offers, rather than other protocols, have an unlimited amount of tokens backed by almost nothing but thin air. Since every coin is backed by a Satoshi, this means that there are only a fixed supply available, since there are only 21 million BTC. There are 21 million BTC multiplied by 100 million Satoshi per BTC, which equals 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis. So there are 2.1 quadrillion Satoshis in the total supply of Bitcoin, which means that the total supply of ERC-20 tokens on Bitcoin can only ever be 2.1 quadrillion. Obviously, this number will not get hit because the whole supply of Bitcoin will not be used to mint ERC-20 tokens. But the point of the example is to show that there is an upper limit of tokens that can be minted, not like other protocols on BTC. The advantage of this, other than the SAT backing giving it value, is that it is a built-in anti-spam measure. The more memes and shitcoins that try to get created on Bitcoin, the more expensive it will be because of the SAT backing. This can't be said for BRC-20 or Runes. With BRC-20 and Runes, you can print as many coins as you'd like, and if the token rugs, you'd be left with nothing. ERC-20 tokens can be transferred, split, merged, just like regular Bitcoin Satoshis. No additional transactions needed. Lastly, I want to mention how colored coins naturally increases Bitcoin adoption. Holding colored coins means holding one Satoshi. The more tokens issued, the less supply there will be to print new tokens. Just like Bitcoin, each token is limited to the amount of Satoshis on BTC. Each person buying an ERC-20 colored coin is buying a fungible token with the backing of Bitcoin. You can think of it like people buying jewelry made out of gold. The jewelry costs more than the gold price because of the design, time, and energy spent creating it. But in a worst-case scenario, if the design is bad or it gets damaged, it can always be melted back down to gold. This is exactly how colored coins work and how tokens can be turned back into BTC in a worst-case scenario. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you for your time and attention. If you enjoyed this video or have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Like always, keep building.